Welcome to WrenchWay Weekly, the show where we talk about the industry's hot topics, highlight the voice of technicians, and use that information to help dealerships and shops improve the industry. This topic for this week was, which of the following best describes your management's leadership style? We gave 4 options, which were motivating, compassionate, confrontational, and lazy. Really cool to see the feedback that came off of this topic, because we gave technicians to give really good, candid feedback without the ramifications of being judged on their answer, right? There's a couple good options, a couple bad options, and the cool part that came back out of this was that motivating led the way with 39% of WrenchWay Insiders responding that their managers were motivating, followed by lazy at 26%, compassionate at 18%, and confrontational at 17%. I think the poll for this week speaks volumes about our industry and the progression that we've made in this industry over the past decade. I think if you ask this question 10, 15, 20 years ago, you're probably going to get a lot more people responding that they felt like their management was confrontational. With only 17% of respondents saying confrontational, that gives me hope that we've really moved in the right direction. And to me, it's a shift that needed to happen. And something that we still need to work toward, right? We need our managers to be true leaders and really keep their people motivated without maybe throwing something or yelling and screaming all the time, because that can just burn you out. That gets really, really tough after experiencing that. I've been through that myself. I've worked for people that get fired up really easily. I've employed people that get fired up really easily and really want that fight. And it makes life really, really difficult. So to the 26% that said lazy, I think there's a couple things we can do here. One, there are some people that probably are just flat out lazy, right? You're going to have people that do that. Now, 2, I think for the technicians that answer that way, you have to look at this as that person is still a person, right? They're a human being, and there's times where they're going to be down. There's times where they're not going to be on top of their game. And hopefully you can encourage them and help them get along, which is sometimes tough, because you look at it and you say, well, that person's a manager. They're supposed to be leading me. But there's going to be times where maybe they have a kid that's not sleeping, or they have, some other issues at home that you're not even aware of. And so at times I would encourage you to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you're on that management side, some things that you can do to really help your staff understand what goes into your job is really that communication side, right? Helping them understand that the job is really tough, and there's times where you just need to be laser focused and you need to work on something, and whether it's because you've got some math or some deep reading to do, or something that you're trying to get through work orders. Any of that is hugely helpful for them to understand the job. It's amazing to me how often I'll hear from a technician that has moved into a service manager's role or a fixed ops director's role, and they talk about how they didn't know how difficult it was. And a lot of times it's a different kind of hard, right? Where if you're a technician, a lot of times the physical demands can be really tough. The mental demands are very tough because you're trying to get through and fix a problem. Same can be said for managers, right? When you go in there and you see somebody focused and they're working on their computer and it doesn't look like they're doing much, they could be really thinking through something. And to me, that can be a really, really big challenge to kind of to bridge that gap. Now, on the other side, managers, make sure you get out in the shop. Make sure you go talk to your people. Go talk to them when it's something other than something bad. I think a lot of times managers can get a little comfortable in their chair, not go out and see the technicians and talk to them and really gain that relationship. And it can be tough because there's an equal balance of, I want my people to be really productive and I don't want to be bugging them by going out and talking to them continuously. But there's also a ton of benefit in growing that relationship and making sure that they know that you're there to support them. And I think, it's funny, we went through on our WrenchWay Insiders app and asked a couple other questions that were very similar to this, but to really get an idea of where a technician wanted their manager to be at. And the first question we had was, would you rather have a manager that is encouraging and supportive, or one that lights a fire under your ass? Sorry for those of you that we offend with the language there, but we really wanted to get to the point and make sure that people understood. So not surprisingly, encouraging and supporting landed home at 82%, where a lights a fire under your ass was only 18%. So what that's telling us is somebody wants a true leader, right? They want somebody that's going to lead them rather than scream and yell at them all the time. Now, there were a lot of people that answered with the encouraging and supporting, saying, hey, there's times where I do need a fire lit under my ass. I need somebody to kind of push me. And we all get into ruts. We all get into periods where maybe we're not at our best. And having somebody push you can be a really, really good thing. Now, if that person's doing it all the time, I think it loses its impact. It loses its effect. So as a manager, make sure you're picking and choosing when you want that. One other question that we had in regard to a preference on management styles was, if you have an incoming manager, would you rather have a manager that has technical expertise and experience or a manager with management experience? And technical experience won this one by a pretty good margin. Basically, two-thirds of respondents said technical. So 67% said they'd rather have a manager that had technical experience. In the comments, they talked about why, right? They wanted somebody that could understand what a technician's going through. They could talk to a customer and really be able to explain that in great detail. Now, the 33% that said management really had a good point in that they wanted a little bit of both, right? They still want that technical expertise and the ability for them to understand, but they want a leader. They want somebody that's going to lead and really understand how to manage and organize and keep everything in order and manage personalities, right? There's when you go from a technician role into a management role, it's a different job altogether. You're doing different things. You're managing personalities rather than just your bay, and that's a big, big deal. So just wanted to, once again, thank everybody that provided feedback. We put this out on LinkedIn. Thank you to those of you that responded on LinkedIn. For those of you that responded on the WrenchWay Insiders app, you know we give away a prize every week. And I think we're gaining more and more traction with this WrenchWay Insiders app and the amount of people that we're getting on it. So very cool. As a reminder, if you answer the topic of the week in the WrenchWay Insiders mobile app and play our higher or lower game, you can compete to win for our weekly prize giveaway. Last week's giveaway was a $100 Amazon gift card, and the winner was Brian Hebert with a score of 37. So congratulations to Brian. You get that $100 Amazon gift card. Hopefully you can put it to good use. Unfortunately, you did not turn over the Queen of Hearts in our Queen of Hearts game, which means the pot is up to $1,300 of cold hard cash. And you can win that. You can really have a realistic shot at winning that $1,300. Go play the high-low game. If you win that, you get the shot to flip the Queen of Hearts. If you flip the Queen of Hearts next week, you'll get that $1,300. We post new challenges every week, so you can go out, accumulate more points that allow you to play that high-low game and have a chance at that $100 Amazon gift card and the Queen of Hearts pot. The WrenchWay Insiders app is invite only. So if you'd like to receive an invite, you can fill out the form on the WrenchWay website, or you can email us at info@wrenchway.com. The topic of discussion for next week is, in your area, is it common knowledge how much other shops pay technicians? Simple yes or no are the answers. So I'd love to hear your feedback on this topic. To provide your feedback, log into the WrenchWay Insiders app and find the poll titled WrenchWay Weekly Topic of the Week. Once again, if you like what we're doing here on WrenchWay Weekly, be sure to subscribe to WrenchWay on YouTube, comment on the videos, let us know what you'd like to see more of, and we love to hear from you. Take care and have a great week.